This week in Jamaica Now, tragedy. A Clarendon family left in grief over the death of two brothers in the United States. Chicken price cut. Social media have questions for KFC. Businessman charged over the illegal importation of 21 guns into Jamaica. And teenager killed in alleged reprisal for murder of Mighty Diamonds legend. I'm Jovan Johnson and this is Jamaica Now. A Clarendon family was rocked by tragedy this week after two brothers jumped into the ocean from the Jaws Bridge on the island of Martha's Vineyard in Massachusetts in the U.S. 26-year-old Tavares Bulgin and 21-year-old Tavon were summer workers who went swimming with friends on Sunday night. Tavares' body had been found on Monday and his brothers on Thursday. The men are from Palmer's Cross in Clarendon and were the children of Keith and Jacqueline Bulgin. Keith is the pastor of the Palmer's Cross New Testament Church of God. Family spokesman Reverend Rowan Parkins says the parents were taken to the hospital as a precaution. They are now in Massachusetts.
Members of the church and members of the community were streaming in already. The support is overwhelming in terms of presence. Person's ability to control the emotions. One has to understand that with two young men with much promise going like that, it was really heart-rending. People just keep streaming in. Ministers from the denomination from different geographic locations and also ministers from other denominations came in and have prayer sessions, talks, just mere beer hugs and consolation.
Meanwhile, Jamaicans living in Martha's Vineyard and other residents have raised over $60,000 so far to help with the burial and other costs. Tavon was a student at the Mona campus of the University of the West Indies, while Tavares was a graduate of the University of Technology, Jamaica. Jamaicans have been urged to temper optimism that the price cut on chicken meat announced by Jamaica Broilers Group on Wednesday signaled a definitive pullback from skyrocketing inflation. Chicken is the most popular source of affordable meat protein, and several price escalations in 2022 have caused anxiety for families with meager incomes. Jamaica Broilers said the prices for the best dressed brand Grade A whole bird and mixed parts would be cut by $12.50 per kilogram as of August 18. In January, the company hiked the price by 10% as global supply chain and other factors drove up costs. Jamaica Broilers says the decision to now reduce the cost is driven by stability in the supply of grains, foreign exchange and shipping costs. The company's president and the chief executive officer, Christopher Levy, said it's a very good economic signal. Following the news, dozens of Jamaicans on social media questioned whether fast food chain KFC would drop its prices for meals. There's also pressure on other food manufacturers. A poll commissioned by the JDF Gleaner group has revealed that more than 90% of Jamaicans have little or no confidence in the country's Minister of National Security, Dr. Horace Chang, or Police Commissioner Major General Anthony Anderson. The crushing confidence findings are contained in the Don Anderson poll conducted between July 16 and 26 and involved interviews among 1,113 people aged 18 years and over. Meanwhile, the poll has also shown that 94% of Jamaicans have little or no confidence in the Jamaica Constabulary Force. 75% shared similar sentiments for the Jamaica Defence Force, JDF. Former National Security Minister Derek Smith says the increased use of states of emergency and zones of special operations has caused some JDF members to be on the streets too long and getting contaminated. More houses were set ablaze by alleged arsonists in Kingston Central on Tuesday. There were no reports of injuries. The fire on Text Lane was a second major fire in Kingston Central in 8 days. 30 people living between James Street and Smith Lane were left homeless after several houses were destroyed in an alleged firebombing on August 8. 76-year-old Devon Bailey said he narrowly escaped the latest fire.
I in my house and I feel a fire heat. And when I pull the door and come out, I see the whole building upstairs, everything in a fear fire. I could have made it come to the door. I come to the door and come to the street, I couldn't go back in. I have to call my daughter until there's a fire in the place and make them come out. I have to take them back place and make them come out. Everything we may have burn out, not time to leave.
And Superintendent Beresford Williams, who heads the Kingston Central Police Division, said there was no evidence up to Tuesday that the fire had been caused by arsonists. And 89-year-old retired female assistant superintendent of police Elena Nisbet was killed in a fire at her home in Bamboo in Hopewell, Hanover on Monday. The Jamaica Public Service Company has confirmed that there was a power outage in the area from Sunday. The woman's 12-bedroom house was destroyed. Residents reported seeing fire at the property sometime after 3:30 Monday morning and alerted the Hanover Fire Department. Firefighters cut the lock from the grill to gain entry to Miss Nisbet's house, and it took more than 1 hour to get the blaze under control. 51-year-old businessman Godfrey Martin, otherwise called Rev of Santa Cruz, St. Elizabeth, has been charged with the recent illegal importation of 21 guns into Jamaica. He's now facing allegations of conspiracy to illegally import firearm and conspiracy to illegally import ammunition. Mr. Martin was arrested in Ocherias, St. Anne on August 7 by detectives assigned to the Counter-Terrorism and Organized Crime Branch. 18 handguns, 3 rifles and a large cache of ammunition were seized at a warehouse in Kingston on March 4 after customs agents noticed anomalies. The police are investigating whether the murder of 16-year-old Janio Neo Ellis, who was shot nearly 20 times on Tuesday, was a reprisal attack for the slaying of Mighty Diamond's lead singer Donald Tabby Diamond Shaw. The 67-year-old singer and another man identified as Owen Beckford were killed by gunmen on McKinley Crescent in March. A police source said that there has been conflict between men on McKinley Crescent and Wint Road and that gangsters have been utilizing young men. Janio's grandmother, Merlene Green, said that aside from his temper, he had no issues with anyone. Janio formerly attended Norman Manley High School but was preparing to begin classes at Excelsior Community College next month. And that's it for this edition of Jamaica Now, your weekly review of the big news stories. Send us your comments at onlinefeedback@gleanerjm.com. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Jamaica Gleaner and on Facebook at Gleaner Jamaica. Like this video on our YouTube page, turn on your notification and subscribe today. I'm Jovan Johnson, and before we go, 9-year-old Tamara Noble, who is paralyzed, dreams of walking again.
She was only 3 years old, sent her off to school. And then I get a phone call that the car in a car accident.
How you feel about getting the wheelchair?
I feel really happy about getting a wheelchair. I'm feeling happy because I could have died and I am alive.
I brought her this same wheelchair that she's sitting in, and now she outgrew this wheelchair. So I pledged today I will have her a wheelchair before the month is over. So her leg won't be dangling on the stuff. And I am going to try to help her with some physical therapy. I will be paying some our session.
Okay. How do you feel about that? You feeling positive about that?
Yes, I'm feeling happy about that because I know that I'm going to walk again.
Aww.